The court has totally screwed this up, and Congress has let them. The court ruled unanimously that the NCAA can't invoke their rules. And so they've completely screwed up college athletes. We used to be proud. Many of us loved watching amateur athletes that weren't paid. Now everybody that plays basketball in college is going to be driving a Bentley or a Rolls. I mean, we're going to be seeing rap stars instead of basketball stars. I mean, this is crazy.
Republican hack Rand Paul pivoted from a hearing about LIV Golf and the PGA to college athletes getting paid.
If we took the principles of liberty, of contract seriously, we would acknowledge that the Constitution affords protection for such agreements. We have no business asking the PGA about their negotiations or what they might do or what they might do. It's not the business of government.
Before we recap, there's more.
As a member of this institution, I find no grounds for government to be involved in the game of golf.
We are going to dissect what he said piece by piece, but please do remember, when Republicans and even some Democrats go in front of Congress like this, it is a smokescreen. And it is largely because folks like Paul make millions in campaign contributions because bribery is legal. Let's be clear of what this all is from Rand Paul, shall we? Kentucky Sports Radio's Matt Jones, a Kentucky sports fan through and through, by the way, would tweet, "I am not a Rand Paul fan, but he should be better than this to pick out one group of athletes making money, basketball players, and say they are now rap stars. It's totally about race. He doesn't mention football, baseball, women athletes, or say they are rock stars. It's pitiful." He'd also write, "But when you use racist dog whistle arguments to make a stupid point about NIL as Rand did, that's unacceptable." I find this odd. Rand Paul, a libertarian, a free market capitalist, suddenly has qualms about who can get paid in the free market. How about that?
We, as student athletes, get utilized for what we do so well, and we definitely, we're definitely best to get a scholarship to our universities. But at the end of the day, that doesn't cover everything. We do have hungry nights that we don't have enough money to get food, and sometimes, needed money is needed.
Let us not forget Shabazz Napier, formerly of the University of Connecticut. He was a star. He won the NCAA tournament twice, was a Bob Cousy Award winner, most outstanding player of the Final Four, conference player of the year, you name it. He's saying he went to bed hungry. We have heard this story before as well, including how much the NCAA makes. Per PBS, Division I athletics generated almost $16 billion in 2019, according to, the NCAA, which regulates student athletics among 1,100 colleges and universities. You know who else clamored for athletes to get nil?
When I was at the University of Florida, I think my jersey was one of the top-selling jerseys around the world. It was like Kobe, LeBron, and then I was right behind them, and I didn't make a dollar from it. But nor did I want to, because I knew going into college what it was all about.
That would be Tim Tebow.
I think if you start paying people, I think it changes the authenticity and the realness and the passion of college football.
When you realize the voices that we keep hearing from, when you realize the people that are screaming the loudest on this hill, you also have to take into account who they are, where they have come from. Let me explain. Tim Tebow's parents rented him an apartment by exploiting a loophole so he could play high school football for a specific coach and specific offense, all while homeschooled. His family was well off, at least enough to provide him this level of privilege that making money off his name, image, and likeness before it was titled Name, Image, and Likeness is one Tebow will never insert into his argument, and nor will Rand Paul. Because, you see, he wants to make the most. And he wants to keep those that are marginalized and oppressed, marginalized and oppressed. And this goes against his core values. Former Tebow colleague, because he's no longer with ESPN, to my understanding, Mina Kimes would tweet, "I appreciate Tebow drawing on his own experience here, but he's making an anti-individualist argument while using his own individual story to disregard the needs of others. In 2019, Dan Wolken accurately wrote, "The fundamental problem here is this. College athletics has already been corrupted by money and greed on every level. The only people who have been left out of that pursuit are the athletes." Fast forward now to present day, shall we? Rand's sentiments were rightly categorized as a loud dog whistle. The Lexington Herald's John Clay would write, "The old way of doing things might have worked when the 60-year-old Paul was attending Baylor. Since then, however, college athletics has mushroomed into a multi-billion-dollar entertainment industry in which athletic departments can't make or spend enough money. It's why Texas and Oklahoma are leaving the Big 12 to join the SEC, USC, UCLA, going to the Big 10. It's why schools put their student athletes on planes or buses and send them across the country to compete when there are classes the next morning." And on top of this, ESPN's Myron Metcalf, longtime journalist, longtime reporter, would remind us. "I spoke to a player who was a member of a Final Four team and got an NIL boost. Here's what he said. Freshman year, my mom used to send me money all the time, and now it feels good to be able to send her money." How about that? You didn't hear him say that he bought a Mercedes or a Rolls Royce or a Bentley. You heard him say he is giving back to his family. That's what they don't say. That's what they intentionally leave out. That's what they want to leave out. That is what they strategically omit. And they go for the low-hanging fruit, racist rhetoric of, you know what the problem is with these basketball stars? They're getting too much money. These black kids are making too much, and I don't like it. That's Rand Paul for you. And Myron Metcalf puts the cherry on top. Just say you don't like black athletes with money.